Hello friends, silver is everything in Albion Online. But what's the smartest way to grow your wealth? Some players swear by market flipping, buying low, selling high, while others focus on crafting, turning raw resources into profit. Today, we're putting these two money-making methods head to head. We'll compare their risks, profits, time investment, and more. So by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which path is right for you. Now let's go. If you're new to Albion, here's a quick breakdown. Market flipping is the art of watching the market, spotting good deals, and reselling items for a profit. No crafting required. Crafting is all about gathering or buying raw materials, making gear, and selling it, sometimes using focus to boost profits. Both can make you rich, but they work very differently. Let's break it all down step by step. Let's start with the very first factor, starting capital. Market flipping usually needs more silver upfront if you want to see meaningful profits. You'll often buy large stacks of items at a good price, then wait for them to sell at a higher price. The bigger your bankroll, the bigger your potential profit per flip. Crafting, on the other hand, can start small. You can begin crafting basic T4 or T5 items with a relatively low budget. But keep in mind, to compete at higher tiers and get good returns, you'll eventually need to invest in focus and crafting specialization, which takes time and silver to level up. Next up is risk level, and this one is huge. Market flipping is very sensitive to price swings. If prices suddenly drop after you buy, you could end up selling at a loss or being stuck with items for days. Competition is fierce, and sometimes other players undercut you within minutes. While crafting carries less short-term risk, as long as you calculate your material costs and selling price carefully, your margins are more predictable. But there's still risk if the demand for what you craft suddenly drops. For example, after a patch, or when too many players craft the same item. Now let's talk about time and effort. Market flipping can actually save you time. You're not gathering or crafting, but you will spend a lot of time watching the market, adjusting orders, and checking prices across different cities. It's more about smart timing than manual work. While crafting, on the other hand, takes more hands-on effort. You'll need to gather or buy materials, transport them safely, and spend time crafting. If you also refine your own materials, it adds even more steps. It's a slower process, but gives you full control over your production. Let's move on to focus and fame dependency. Market flipping is simple here. It doesn't use focus, and you don't need any fame. Anyone can start flipping on day one. Crafting, though, is completely different. To maximize profit, you'll want to use focus every day, which gives you higher returns and lowers your resource cost. And the more fame you earn in your crafting line, the better your return rates get in the future. This means crafting becomes more profitable over time, but it also locks you into that specialization. Switching later can be expensive. All right, now for the big question, profit potential. Market flipping can give you very fast profits, sometimes in just minutes or hours. The margins per flip might be small, but when you move big volumes or flip high-demand items, the silver can add up very quickly. Crafting usually grows slower. At first, your profit might feel tiny, or even negative if you haven't leveled your specs. But once you reach higher tiers and maximize your focus efficiency, crafting can become a stable, repeatable source of silver. It's more of a long-term investment compared to flipping. Next, let's look at knowledge and analysis, because both methods need brainpower, just in different ways. Market flipping is all about understanding price trends. You need to know when to buy, when to sell, and keep an eye on taxes, city prices, and even upcoming patches that could change demand. Crafting, on the other hand, needs recipe knowledge and material planning. You need to know which items have demand, calculate your material costs, and decide if it's worth refining your own resources or buying them from the market. Both require strategy, just a different type of strategy. Now let's talk about long-term stability, something every Albion player cares about. Market flipping can be very profitable, but it's also very reactive. If a patch suddenly changes the meta or demand for an item drops, your profit can disappear overnight. You constantly need to adjust your strategy to stay ahead. Crafting, however, becomes more stable over time. As you level your crafting specs and improve your focus efficiency, your returns become more consistent. Even if the market shifts, high-spec crafters usually keep making profit, just by focusing on the right items and right tire. Finally, let's talk about flexibility, how easily you can change your strategy. Market flipping is extremely flexible. If one item stops being profitable, you can switch to another item, or even another city the same day. You're never locked into a single market. Crafting, on the other hand, is much less flexible. Once you've invested in a specific crafting line and leveled up your specs, switching to a new line can be very expensive and time-consuming. That's why most crafters specialize and stick to a few items to maximize profit. So, let's wrap this up. If you want fast profits and enjoy watching the market, reacting quickly to price changes, and you don't mind a bit of risk, market flipping is probably your best choice. It's flexible, it doesn't need focus or fame, and you can start with as much silver as you have. But if you're looking for a long-term investment, steady profit, and you don't mind putting in the time to level up your specs, crafting will reward you more and more over time. It turns your account into a silver-making machine once you're maxed out. And remember, you don't have to choose just one. Many players flip items to make quick silver and use that silver to fund their crafting progress. So which one fits your playstyle better? Flipping, crafting, or a mix of both? Tell me in the comments, and if this video helped you, make sure to like, subscribe, and check out my other Albion guides for more silver-making tips. And of course, whether you prefer market flipping or crafting, you can make your life so much easier with Albion Online Grind. If you're flipping, their flipping tool shows you all market prices, the cheapest city to buy from, and the best place to sell for profit. If you're crafting, their craft planner calculates everything for you: costs, profit margins, and focus efficiency, so you don't have to do any math yourself. And don't forget to use my code THEX to get 10% off for life on your subscription.